Hey everybody, it's Marty to come on. Captain Chris Johnson. It
Cap.
is Captain Krista. It's the 29th of August. We're almost done with this month. As you know, we got Shine the Light, and today, in about 2 hours, we're going to have ONPASSIVE 360, and I believe the big chief will be there. Anyway, today we got a special guest. Everybody knows who he is. They all know him really well from Shorty, but Chris is going to introduce him, and then Shorty's going to say who it really is. Okay?
JJ. Stop calling
JJ.
him Shorty.
Yeah, I got to call you JJ. All right, go ahead, Chris.
All right, this gentleman I've known for quite a while. He's got quite the life experiences, especially up where he ended. He's in Thailand. I'll let him fill you in the blanks of those, but he's a very distinguished gentleman. I think he's 26 years old. Hint, Casey. But he's really just a great guy. He's very intelligent, smart. He's got a very fun personality. All the qualities that I love in people. So let me bring Casey onto the screen, and then we're going to have JJ, you do the honors. JJ, go for it. Marty, you got to come back on. Marty, JJ.
Where's Marty?
There he comes.
Here. Okay, go ahead. Do it again.
Casey Zevenbergen.
There you go. Casey Zevenbergen, the floor is all yours.
Well, firstly, thank you very much, Shorty, for that introduction. G'day, Marty and Chris. Great to be here with you today. Hello, everyone. As you already know, my name is Casey Zevenbergen, and I'm an Aussie, so I hope you can understand my accent. I was born in Holland on a dairy farm, or as Julie Pierre prefers to call it, the Netherlands. Both my parents were 9 and 10 years old when World War II broke out. My father, he lived on a farm in the country, and my mother and her parents ran a mixed business in Rotterdam, one of the biggest seaports in the world today. When I was 4 years old, back in 1958, giving my age away, my parents and one younger brother at the time immigrated to Australia by ship, which took 6 weeks, and we disembarked in Melbourne, the capital of the state of Victoria. My mother actually was a 100,000 Dutch migrant into Australia. We settled in the city of Geelong, about 40 miles southwest of Melbourne. My father was a mechanical engineer, and his first job was with the Ford Motor Company. He stayed there for a few years, not like 32 years that Chris Johnson has done. And then he joined a Dutch engineering company working in the Shell refinery on maintenance and construction work. We had a nice house built beside a river in a small, quiet, new area of Geelong. We did a lot of swimming and fishing and trapping rabbits, and there was also a lot of tiger snakes, a very highly venomous species that I frequently came across and dispatched. I grew up there, and at 16 I began an apprenticeship in structural steel fabrication, boilermaker, and went on to get an engineering degree in the years that followed, and ended up working in the same industry as my father. It was a good job. I mean, there was plenty of money in the oil and gas industry right throughout Australia, so it was a great career to follow. I was married and I had 3 children. My eldest son died, unfortunately, from an alcohol addiction at the age of 37 in November 2019. Unfortunately, you can give them good advice, but they don't always listen. We moved up to the Gold Coast in Queensland in 1994. As the actually, she got a university position up there, so I did a lot of contract work out of the Gold Coast, Brisbane, and throughout Australia. In mid-2007, I came to Thailand to get dental work done, as it's much cheaper than Australia. Stayed here 10 days. Also found out that, hey, most Australian dentists were having their crowns, except for made here in Thailand, and then, of course, charged exorbitant prices to their customers. I enjoyed my short time here and met someone that wanted to, of all things, open a Vietnamese restaurant on Samui Island. It's an island, actually, in the Gulf of Thailand. It's a great place to live. The weather was always warm, but a little bit isolated. things weren't going as well at home, so I decided to make the change. We had great staff, and at times I had to actually do the dishes as we were so busy. We kept the restaurant for 3 years and then sold it and moved back up to her city in northeast Thailand called Khon Kaen, where I found out since there is another ONPASSIVE founder living there. His name is Rick Siegel. You may know him as he comments on an awful lot of posts. Great guy. Not long after, in 2011, I secured a job back in Australia, in Darwin, as a senior shutdown turnaround superintendent for the Conoco LNG plant shutdown and revamp. I spent 10 months there, planning and execution phases, and obviously during the turnaround, spending 14 hours a day, 7 days a week working. And just as an aside, all the LNG that was produced in that plant was shipped to Japan. But for those who don't know, LNG is sort of stored at minus 256 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 C. At the completion of the works, I went back to Thailand, and actually I moved to the city of Pattaya. It's about 80 miles. National fabrication work, is about 30, 45 minutes either south or north of here, so it was an ideal location to, and besides that, I had an awful lot of friends, associates, and they worked here, some in the Middle East, but Thailand was a home. They would always come back for their R&R, maybe 4 weeks on, 4 weeks off, things like that. Excuse me. I was fortunate enough early after coming back here to secure a couple of fabrication positions here in Pattaya or close by. One was a major mining, iron ore mining project in Australia. Another project was of all things, another LNG plant for Impex in Darwin, Australia. When I speak about fabrication, it means we build modules which are then shipped to site. They're reassembled. Look, it's a bit like a Meccano set. Weights from 20 ton to over 300 ton, but safety was always a priority because all international companies that do work here work to international codes, because we always want to achieve a zero lost time injury. Most of the Thailand sort of dried up when the COVID BS was rolled out in 2020. So I'll get onto ONPASSIVE. I first came across ONPASSIVE back in October 2018 from an Australian friend who was also living here at the time. I watched the 2 great videos that Ash had already produced. Unfortunately, in mid-November of 2018, I had an issue with my heart that required me to get to the hospital as soon as possible. Luckily, I did, as my heart stopped shortly after arriving in the emergency department and needed to be jump-started. Cut a long story short, actually, I needed a pacemaker installed, which was done the following day. And I only spent two nights in hospital and was back home again. Great surgeon. My ONPASSIVE friend contacted me, not long after that. I looked at it carefully as for $97, as everyone knows. And this could actually be my retirement fund. So as a Christmas present, I purchased a co-founder position in December 2018, about the same time that we got our first website. And I haven't looked back since. Not being a marketer, as most of you guys know, or ever being involved in MLM, I came in green. So this was a great opportunity to get into a totally new field. Early on was a bit slow, but it was interesting watching the numbers of GoFounders grow. Soon I came across the likes of Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, Mike Ellis videos, which I enjoyed and I actually learned a lot from. I came across not long after that was, of course, Marty, Red, and, of course, Chris Johnson's webinars, Julian Milo, Rob Lynn, Friday Night Live, and Let's O. And now on a daily basis, O Manu, where we have great fun playing trivia. So we actually need some more people to join us. Look, I may not say a lot, but I am 100% behind Mr. Ash Mafare and ONPASSIVE, of course. as you all know. And I see a very bright future for all those that are true founding affiliates. And when the money starts coming in, I guess first I need to take care of myself and then start looking after or looking for worthwhile OBLS projects here in Thailand. To finish up, a big thank you for everything you're doing for us, Mr. Ash. And I'm looking forward to, really looking forward to seeing and hoping that he comes on OP 360 in around about, I don't know, what is it? In about an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours. So I love you, brother. Thank you, everything, Ash. I think I've pretty much gone over my life. I could go into, more detail if you wish, Chris, but I guess enough said. I'll finish now and hand back to you guys, Chris and Marty. So
you did perfect, Casey.
That was fantastic, Casey. Fantastic. Man, you were a busy person, weren't you?
Short and sweet.
Uh-oh.
Interesting life. I grew up in Holland. I don't remember too much of it, but I've been there a couple of times on holidays. I've met my grandparents later on. And there's not too many farms left, milking or dairy farms left in Holland, but I still keep in touch with there, and it's a place to grow up in. As I said, we were lucky enough to move to an area that had a river in it. Swimming and things like that early on. It's great. Really enjoyed it.
So when you went to
then coming to Thailand.
When you went to Thailand, you just fell in love with it, didn't you? I said when you went to Thailand,
I did.
You fell in love with it, didn't you? Yeah. Cool.
That's correct. Look, I like the people.
That's how it works.
And obviously here there was work. There was work at the time, and the people are great. I won't go into too much detail, but no, everything's nice. I enjoy the weather. Like you guys, growing up in Geelong near Melbourne, winter times could be extremely cold. We never got any snow down close to the coast, but when you're getting 0 or 1 and 2 degrees, and the wind is blowing at 50 knots. It can be awfully cold, and we needed our long johns there too, Chris. And
Casey, you've led a pretty interesting life.
What's that?
I mean, I said you've led a very interesting life. Where did you go to school to get your engineering degree?
I did it off campus a lot, Chris. Yeah, after I finished. I thought, well, I'm going to go into the same lines, but I was out of it off campus. So,
nice. Well, as you can see, we have a delay.
I got it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. I'm not sure why.
That's because all that sunshine's burning all your cables up over there.
Okay, blame me for it. Great. I never had any trouble. Must be your connection. Never any trouble.
It might be restream. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Casey. You keep doing a good job in trivia. We need it. Anyway, thank you. See you all on 360. Casey, great job, brother. Chris, I'll see you in a little while. And
happy birthday, Harold Fox.
Happy birthday, who?
Yeah,
Harold Fox's birthday is today.
Everyone.
I'll bring you more up when 360 comes on.
Oh, happy birthday. Great. All right, see y'all.
Bye, Case. Thanks.
Hey, thank you. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Marty. Catch you later. We'll catch you on trivia.